We've won it all. We've won it all. We've won it all. We've won it all. Chelsea FC, Chelsea FC. We've won it all. We've completed the collection, the European Cup collection. First and only club in the history of European competition to complete the entire collection of European Cup. The Champions League, Europa Cup, the Conference League, and the Super Cup. The quartet is complete, locked and loaded. And the last piece of the collection is on a private jet right now, heading one way back to London. For the pride of London, there's only one team in London that can be counted on to make big things happen in a European Cup final. It's not Arsenal. Arsenal is still busy with their building project. That building project, as Henri said, is still getting taller and taller. The building project is getting taller and taller. They're entering phase 7 of their building project. But Maresca's phase 1 of Maresca finished 4th in the league. Champions League qualification outright. We didn't need the 5th place. 4th in the league, with the youngest team in the history of Premier League of under 24. 23.7 years is the average squad age. I'm talking about when you add in all of our old guys. The average age is 23 points. So he practically used an under 23 and under team to execute the Premier League and pretty much every competition. Finished 4th outright, 3 points clear of Newcastle, and then put the proper cherry on top of the cake today with a 4-1 thrashing of Real Betis. The fans were giving our fans problems before this game started. Don't act like we didn't see the videos of Betis fans throwing their little green smoke bombs or what have you. They wouldn't allow our fans to drink their beer in peace in Worclaw, Poland. Just let our fans see like we're going to win this trophy. So whether you throw the green bombs or not, we're still going to win the trophy. Just allow us to drink our beer. Problem. Okay, so don't worry. Our place, so don't worry. We'll show you something. We'll show you something. So, but fair play to Betis. They came out flying, and that's what I had expected. You see, when you play against an underdog, they're always going to come out flying. They're always going to come out flying because they have more. Like, it means more to them than to us. With all due respect to Real Betis, I believe they haven't won any trophy in the history of Real Betis. I don't know. I don't think they've won anything. I don't think that they've won anything. And they were there mouthing their mouth. Was it Isco or was it I don't know. I believe it was Isco. That's when they asked him what's the difference between Real Betis and Chelsea, and his answer was that we have more money. So okay, don't worry. We'll show you. It's not just money. We have ballers too. We have ballers. So fair play to Betis. They came out swinging. They came out, did their worst, and they say in Nigeria. They did their worst. They did their worst in the first 45 minutes. Malo Gusto played the worst game ever in his career of football. I'm sure if he goes back and watch all of his prior games, there wouldn't be any 45 minutes that he has played that is worse than what he played in today's game. He literally was Real Betis' 12th man. He was the 12th man. We were playing with 10 against 12. Gusto was the difference maker. Although in fairness to Isco, because Isco was the best player on the pitch in the first 45 minutes. He was, we couldn't get near Isco. He was levels above everybody. It was rough. I got to give credit to Betis because it was rough. They were they looked like they were about to just cheer us up, right? And we were, fortunate after their first goal. I can't, pronounce his name. The, Moroccan who unfortunately got injured in the second half. He scored a brilliant goal. The Moroccan player that wore number 10 scored a very brilliant goal. All Chelsea fans were all worried about Anthony. Well, Anthony was under lock and key. He was locked up by Cucurella. Honestly, jokes aside, I didn't know that Anthony was even on the pitch in the first half. I'll be frank. I barely saw him. Obviously, he had his hands full with Cucurella. So on the other side was Gusto. Gusto was absent without leave, nowhere to be found. He was just all over the place and nowhere to be found. And his man just kept running free. And really his guy should have had 2 goals, because the second goal that he missed, which would put them up 2-0, was easier to score than the first one that he scored. Luckily for us, again, in fairness to the player, luckily for us, Badashil, remember the same Badashil that a lot of fans didn't like. They didn't want him to play. He blocked that shot and forced a corner kick that we ended up defending well. And so that's how we basically stayed alive in the game, 1-0 at halftime. At the time, I was like, please, can we just get to halftime and only be 1-0 down? Because I feel positive. I know that Maresca is going to make at least one change. I know it's going to make at least one change. And he makes one change. Everybody knows it's going to be so hard for him not to make the one obvious change, which is to bring on James for Gusto. And sure enough, I just kept waiting. When I saw the players coming out of the tunnel, I saw a player with the armband, James. You feel me? I was like, yes, my BP cool down, my blood pressure calm down. I was like, okay, football is getting ready to start right now. Because James is in the game. You will now see ball. Shebi, Real Betis, you will see the football that you came to find in Worclaw. And James just stepped in that inverted midfield role that Chelsea fans don't like. They want him bombing up and down like a headless chicken. Forgetting that James, with his injury history and record, is not what you want him to do. And thankfully for James, he had blocked out all of the noise and the criticism, and concentrated throughout the season in understanding the role in the way Maresca wants him to play. And he played the role perfectly today. Today was one of the best games that I've seen, the most controlled game in performance, mature performance from James that I've seen playing in that role. And when he played the role, it was night and day, because what it was he stepped into midfield, provided that extra. I immediately saw it. I saw the extra beef right next to Caicedo. It was a lock. Everything was wrapped up. It was just a matter that it freed up Enzo to start making his moves, and towards the left, and to make his usual runs in the box, and that allowed Palmer. Palmer didn't have to drop deep anymore. He could then just peel off to the right hand side, and then just get close to the box and look for players to connect with. And that's pretty much all she wrote. That's all she wrote, because it didn't take long. It was, I believe, around the 65th minute or so. 65th minute, it was when Cole Palmer, with a brilliant inch-perfect pass. The assist was world class. It was a world class assist. Let's just call it for what it was. Had it been Yamal, Lamine, or some other character, they would say, Ballon d'Or. This was a world class assist by Cole Palmer. Cole Palmer, inch perfect to Enzo's head, and thankfully, Enzo has skill. All you guys. You want him playing deep, whatever. He made the run, twisted his head, and it was that twisted angle is what made it difficult for Adrian to save. Adrian, may have had it, but the ball pretty much got away from him because it was spinning. That made it 1-1. At that point in time, I'm like, okay, 1-1. We have the momentum. It's obvious to me because in the second half, Betis barely couldn't get out of their half. And now it's 1-1 with 25 minutes left. I'm like, okay, we have, thanks it's 1-1, and we have enough time to look for the winning goal. Because I felt like, listen, if we make it 2-1, boom, we already know what Mexico is going to just bring in guys and lock it up. And thankfully, we didn't have to wait for too long because that baller again, Cole Palmer, who ended up winning man of the match. This time, I believe it was a right-footed cross. It was a right-footed cross. He basically twisted his man who was overplaying on the left, not knowing that Palmer has a right. Palmer is not one-legged. It was a right-footed cross that he then laid pretty much in the path of Jackson. And it had just enough pace. Jackson just put anything but your hand on it, Jackson. Don't put your hand on your head, your shoulder, your chest, anything. And that's what he did. He just, normally, Jackson, he was trying his head, whatever. I believe it just, hit him on his chest and went in. As long as it went in, we didn't care. 2-1 and game over. Game over at that point in time because then Betis now has to come out and play. And you don't want to come out and play against Chelsea because then, you also what had happened. Because what had happened was on the counter, that's where we basically put them to the sword. The third goal came from Sancho, Jadon Sancho. Chelsea, you should go ahead and write that check right now, 25 million, because we don't have another a natural left winger. He's the only natural left winger that we have. Both Noni and Neto are right wingers. Mudryk has his drug doping suspension that's still hanging. So it's a no-brainer. Sancho has to be signed, and it's only 25 million. If you let him go, if you send him back, you're going to pay 5 million, and we still need to probably bring some kid and train him up. So Sancho had a screamer. That he can do it. It's just that he doesn't do it enough. That's my only criticism of Sancho is he doesn't look for his shot enough. But I know that from a technical point of view that he can do it because we have seen him do it. And thankfully today he just let all his fears go, and it was a perfect screamer to the far corner, 3-1. But there was enough time for our best player of the year, Moises Caicedo, to make a long bursting run, long bursting run, to basically present himself as a passing option for Enzo Fernandez on the counter. Enzo just made the obvious square pass, and Caicedo strike to the bottom corner, 4-1 in injury time. Chelsea, another trophy. That's what we do. You already know this is not Arsenal. This is Chelsea FC. We are in it to win it. Let me say it again. We are in it to win it. When we enter these things, we're not in it just to make up the numbers. We're in it to win it, and that's why I love this club. Guys, how do y'all feel? Share this video, like the video, and subscribe to my channel. Show me some love. I love you guys. Peace.